Good morning and welcome to K24 this morning. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Shiko Kaitani here with you. Thank you so much for sticking with us as always and contributing to our social media platforms at K24 TV across the board. That's Instagram, Facebook, as well as X. We do have our WhatsApp number at the bottom of your screen. Go ahead and also contribute to our ongoing discussions right here on K24, should you wish to do so. All right, so we do have an interesting discussion for you this Tuesday morning. We'd like to say thank you if at any point in your life you donated blood. In fact, the World Health Organization and its partners and communities across the globe are celebrating blood donors this week. It has been 20 years of celebrating giving, and so we'd like to say Asante Sana for the amazing work that you do. World Blood Donor Day is actually here with us on the 14th of June. That's coming up. And so today we're going to be understanding some of the frequently asked questions around blood donation. We also want to understand the impact on both a patient and the donor, as well as also trying to understand some of the milestones that we have achieved as a country. Where are we on this? What more needs to be done so that we can actually impact lives going forward? We have the great pleasure of having John Muridi in studio with us. He's actually a donor, a regular one at that. Muridi, karibu sana to the show.
Shukran.
And then we've got the specialist in studio here, Duncan Ayodi. He is the County Blood Coordinator. Duncan, thanks so much for making time.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so let's go ahead and obviously start with some of those frequent asked questions, because I believe this is kind of like a gray area for people who, let me call it a fear that you may be having, and I see this quite commonly. But starting off with you, Muridi, because this is something that you have been passionate about. First of all, why do you do it on the regular, and why should people be donating blood in your opinion?
Good morning. I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Shiko.
Yeah.
One of the things which drives me to donate blood is because I know when I donate blood, I will save a life, and sometimes not even one life, because 1 pint of blood can save more than a life. That's what keeps me. That's what drives me to this good cause. Yes.
How long have you been doing it?
Okay, I first donated blood in the year 2014. That's when I was just passing through town. I saw KNBTS, now KTTA. They had a tent just next to Kencom, and I thought, oh, I can donate for the first time. Too bad during my high school days, I went to donate and I was chased away. I was underweight.
Wow, okay.
Yes, and since then, between 2014 to 2017, I donated 2 times. But now from 2017, December up to now, I have donated 27 times.
What? That is remarkable.
Thank you.
Amazing. And so when we ask why people should be donating blood, what is it? Is it that we need to make our reserve banks a priority, or what's the situation?
I feel there's scarcity of blood in our blood banks, because myself being of blood group O negative, and along the way I formed a group called the O Negative Foundation, where currently I'm the national chairman, and where we have been now trying to respond to blood appeals. And most of the times the blood banks have called me, as well as hospitals, when because they reach a point they don't have blood in their banks. So I guess it's the high point as we Kenyan go back to the ways, go back and now to the basics, and donate blood because it saves a life. And for sure, there's scarcity of blood in our national blood banks.
Okay. Bona Duncan, I like the point that he's actually raised as he was talking about him being, his blood type O, right?
Yes.
And I think this is also another interesting aspect, that how many people truly know what their blood type is unless there's an emergency. That is when you're learning from the nurse what your blood type is. And so you find also a lot of people shy away from appeals because they say, I don't know if I can give to that. So first of all, educate us about what we need to know about our types and why we should go and make an effort to know our blood type.
Actually, majority of people do not know their blood groups. The reason being they have never, at one point, been able to donate either for fear of doing so or probably not getting a chance. Some few know their blood groups because probably it was requested in school or while joining a college. So they got tested and they understand their blood group. But majority, they don't. Now, when it comes to blood and the blood donation activities, actually, it is very important to understand that as a nation, we require around 1% equivalent of our population to be the exact number of, the minimum number of the blood pints that we require.
Right.
So in this case, if we are 50 million, we require 500 million pints to sustain ourselves. That means that we should be having enough people donating regularly.
All right.
This blood should not be blood which is which we have to wait for an individual to become sick before we tell them to donate, because it will not be that much helpful. You can imagine if somebody is knocked down by a car along the way, then this person is bleeding, you wheel this person to a hospital, and then now that's when you start now asking for people to come and donate blood for such a person, and he is actively bleeding.
Yeah.
By the time these people will come to donate the blood, it will take some time. This blood itself requires screening,
Yeah.
and the screening will also take a lot of time.
Okay.
Because the methods
Yeah.
are not supposed to be the rapid methods.
Okay.
You have to screen to ensure that this blood is safe.
Okay.
So
All right. Duncan, sorry to cut you short there. We just have a technical hitch we're going to work on for you, but let's let John just jump in at this particular point as our team is working on you. Paule, for that. Just building up on what Duncan is talking about, and the fact that we need 1% of the populations, you know, as he had said, in order to have something sustainable and running and efficient. What have you generally gathered from people as to why we do not donate blood?
Thank you for that question. I guess there are so many, okay, along the way I have talked to so many people, along in the social media, friends in church, and there are so many reasons that they give. A number of them say they fear the needle. And some say they don't have, and the majority say, how will I donate? And I don't have enough. I guess that's a question probably Dan can be able to answer, because he is in the medical field. Too bad I'm not a medic, I cannot be able to answer well on that. But those are the two main questions. I mean, two main concerns they say. A number of them say that needle, hey, Apana. Others, I don't have enough. Those are the two main.
And how do you know you don't even know it? You don't have enough? They're just assuming, huh?
That's it.
Okay.
And too bad they don't know. I mean, they need to know before you donate, the person who is in the facility, they have to do some checks on you to test and see if you have enough. So you cannot donate until they know you have enough.
Okay, okay. Yes. So we'll understand who can donate and who cannot donate as we move along. But you were giving a scenario whereby these things happen, and whereby now we've got this waiting period that is life-threatening.
That waiting period is too much.
Right.
If this person is actively bleeding, they will end up dying before the blood is ready.
Right.
So in order for us to ensure that this person is treated in time, we should just donate blood to make it available so that a patient gets blood in the hospital. The way they get drugs ready in the hospital, they
Right.
should also get blood in the hospital.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if we wait until the patient is in the hospital before we go and donate, such a patient, most of them, especially the emergency ones, will die.
How sad. And,
Yes.
and you've seen how dire, how urgent those medical appeals are, or those blood appeals are. It's crazy. It's a race against time. So we don't realize that it could happen to any one of us at any time. I like that point, Duncan. Maybe from your experiences, you can actually explain to people what happens when I donate blood. So give me the scenario. When I walk in,
First, when you walk in to the facility, which I guess I've done, I'm almost accustomed to this. First, there's a form they'll give you. It has with some questions. You fill that questionnaire. Then first, the questionnaire, there are some questions which may kick you out. Which may eliminate you, for a better word. And if probably the question of you pass through you go through the questions, and you are able to pass. So you are not eliminated. Then there's another stage where now they'll go check your weight, because it's critical, I guess. Not I guess. They can't donate. For you to donate, you must be 50 kgs and above. So if you are not that, that is another way. Another place will be eliminated. If you pass through that, then there's also, they have to check your HB. Then also they have to check your blood pressure. So at that point now, if you qualify for that, then you're able to go and donate. You can now start go to donate now.
Okay. There's also the safety concerns around it, Duncan, because the question is, what happens to my blood once I donate? What's the process? Where is it stored? Where does it end up? And from there, what's the screening process like?
Okay. When you donate blood, as he has said, first you are assessed. There is a health questionnaire. It assesses you on health issues. And then the next part is risk, the risk part. If you are high risk candidate or not. And if you qualify, then now that's when we check your hemoglobin, the level of blood. All these processes will also ensure that we are trying to look for the quality in that blood. Because that matters. Because especially in that risk part, risk assessment part, it is assessing how predisposed you are to certain diseases, like people who use drugs, things like cocaine, heroin.
Yeah.
These are people who might be injecting themselves and could be exposed to things like HIV or hepatitis. So if you utilize such drugs, you are disqualified because of the health risk.
Right.
That's the first stage that we eliminate these people. Then after that, now the blood goes to the lab where it is screened. The screening itself is for disease assessment. So it's, to determine whether this blood is infected with any blood transfusion transmitted diseases.
Correct.
If it has, then again such a pint will not be utilized. And now after the testing, it now up to the donor to go back to the facility or any other facility which is connected to this one, because currently we have something we call BMIS, this BMIS is able to transmit results to other centers.
Okay.
So if you are in Kakamega and probably you visit Mombasa, you can still donate in Mombasa,
Right.
but collect your results when you are back at Kakamega.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yes. So in such circumstances, you just visit Kakamega Hospital, transfusion center,
Yeah.
then they will give you your results.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic. So you've explained the process. What has got me thinking right now is about the waste factor. Are you seeing and witnessing a lot that's being dumped in terms of the kind of pints that are not usable, so to speak?
Actually, currently we do not have enough blood. So blood wastage is not possible. It's not possible.
Right.
We are in some sort of crisis because many people are not coming up to donate. It seems like many people do not have the information why we need to donate the blood,
Yeah.
how we are supposed to do it, and probably the benefits.
Yeah.
So the only blood which can be discarded at the moment is blood which is infected.
Okay.
Otherwise, whatever comes out
Yeah.
as quality blood, which is not infected, is transfused to
Okay.
patients.
Okay. So this brings in the question about the awareness and the messaging. Morevi, when you think about it, what are we not doing enough to bring out the numbers, as Duncan is saying? Because what is the issue here? Is it that we're not in people's faces enough, telling them donate blood, donate blood? What needs to be happening?
I guess, thank you for that. I guess the main target of blood donation is young people. And
why young?
because for now, okay, I think the main, I feel they are the more energetic and they are more productive. So if I think that is the main, the biggest target, the biggest target. And I feel what can be done, these young people mostly are in the social media. I guess we can have a more tailored message to them. In the social media, we tailor a message which I think, and also use, we can also try use some influencers on the same.
Oh, I like that,
a tailor-made message and also use of influencers to reach these people, whoever they are, because the majority of them are in the social media, and I guess we can get quite a number. And also is, I feel Mr. Duncan and also the Kenya National Blood Transfusion itself, now called, now I think it's KTTA, Kenya Tissue and Transplant Authority. I think there's something they can do, also have some partners. I feel if they can have some partners, especially in churches, in social places, because there are sometimes I've organized drives in church, and I call them to come and do, I mean, get the blood from the people, I mean, from the congregation. And there are some questions these people do ask, the same questions I was saying. And sometimes I feel if they can, these people, I mean, the organization itself can partner with these churches and have some sensitization, it will be more better. Rather than myself, who am not even a medic, trying to explain these basics to these people. I feel is something they can try, and also we also ourselves who are there, myself, even if I'm not a medic, I think is something also from the expertise I get from, I mean, from the the knowledge I get from them,
Yeah.
also disseminated the same to, to those who in my circles.
Yeah. Duncan, Borevi is a seasoned donor.
Yes.
And this brings in the question about the frequency per person. What is viable, what is not recommended? Because if someone is feeling the need, or, you know, they are quite inspired already by the conversation we're having to start donating blood, what would you like them to know?
Let us say something like this. You want to start to donate, which is very much okay. But first of all, you have to qualify. That is, the health questionnaire will assess you if you have any body conditions, things like diabetes, hypertension, maybe suffered from hepatitis C, tuberculosis, all those things. Once you qualify, now we assess your blood levels. You have enough blood, and then you start donating. You will donate the first. Once you donate, like today, you have to take 3 months.
Okay.
For a man, it is 3 months. For a lady, it is 4 months. There is a reason. Men are not like ladies. Ladies lose some blood every other month. So they need some more time for recovery. For men, they take 3 because they don't have, they don't behave like ladies.
Behave? You mean they don't have their menses?
No, they don't.
Okay.
Yes.
But we get the point. Yeah, it's okay.
And that is the best. That's the best
Yeah.
estimated time where if you donate and keep that schedule,
Yeah.
and then you are prone to get some health benefits associated with blood donation.
Okay.
Because blood donation itself is also healthy to an individual.
How so? I'm curious. Yeah.
Yes.
What are these benefits?
For one,
Yeah.
donating regularly improves your body cell formation mechanism. It's like doing an exercise. Yes. So you must do it regularly in order for it to show any results. It's just like going to a gym.
Yeah.
You cannot go to a gym today and then next time go to maybe probably next year somewhere in September there and expect to see results. You just have to follow the schedule.
Right.
Maybe today, after 1 day or 2 days, you go back to the gym. That's when you see the results. Same with the blood donation. If you want to see the results, then you have to do it regularly. Secondly, it will also reduce certain elements which have a tendency of accumulating in your body systems. Things like fats.
Yeah.
It will control your lipids. If you do it regularly, that blood which you are donating technically comes out with some lipids. And whichever will replace the lost blood.
Yeah.
I don't mean you lose it, it's just that you donated it. With whatever replaces whatever you have donated to somebody else is pure, devoid of such a fats. With time,
Yeah.
you will be slowly reducing your lipid levels and minimizing chances of getting diseases associated with
Oh,
the lipids.
interesting. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
It also controls iron toxicity. It improves, see if I say fluidity, many people will get confused. It's the blood cell to cell volume ratio.
Okay.
those cells, they are supposed to be produced in certain percentages. So if those percentages have a tendency of maybe varying so much, regular donation will improve the percentages to be within the normal distribution percentages. And by so doing, it will improve your health status.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for those benefits. We are in studio discussing blood donation, obviously, as we're gearing up for World Blood Donor Day that's coming up on the 14th of June. I want to take a short commercial break, and then when we get back, there's more frequently asked questions that we've put together that we want to throw to both Muriithi and to Duncan this morning. But keep engaging us through our social media platforms at K24 TV. We shall see you in just a few. Welcome back to the show. Shiko Kaitani here with you on this health and wellness as we're talking about blood donation. Yes. What more do you need to know to just inspire you or gear you up to start donating blood on the regular? Actually, someone who's doing this and doing it very well and has a passion to rally up the numbers is one John Muriithi, who's in studio with us. Also joined by the County Blood Coordinator, Duncan Enyodi rather, in studio as obviously we go ahead to mark World Blood Donor Day on the 14th of June. And so it's all about frequently asked questions and why we need this, okay? If you missed the first half of the show, first of all, welcome. But one thing that was actually stressed by our expert on set is that this is what is saving lives. You have no idea, by the way, how valuable and how precious this commodity is, especially in emergency cases. And so today, our appeal to you, dear viewer, is to highly consider becoming a donor on the regular. This is truly what is going to change or at least save lives when they need it. And so welcome back, Muriithi and Duncan, to the show. Before we took a short commercial break, Duncan was actually explaining a little bit more in regards to obviously what needs to be done, how things are screened, and even, you know, how the frequency around donating is. But getting back to one of the reasons as to why we're not probably seeing the uptake is because a lot of people have the notion that this is a commodity that should be chargeable. And so how do you feel about that, Muriithi, that there are Kenyans out there who say, by the way, mbona tulipwi? Maybe we'll start seeing the numbers if people like Duncan were giving away how much. But I mean, to be honest, on a serious note, kindly explain why this is not a transactionable activity or program, and why it's not. I mean, there's no price tag to it.
I feel one, whatever we give, or when you donate, this blood you are donating, you have not bought it. There's nothing. God has given you for free.
Right.
I even like the group, as we talk at towards the end, our motion, our motto is give freely, freely given to freely give. So we have been given freely. So I guess, I feel the same we are supposed to give freely. Because you cannot, I'm trying to get a better word. But a human being, you cannot sell a human being.
Right.
A human being, you cannot, I don't think it's possible to sell. Like myself, there's a price tag for me.
Yeah.
Then I feel blood, which is a commodity of a human being, it is not sellable.
It's not sellable. Okay, you want to add on to that, because I know this is where the issue of body organs comes into place, isn't it? Yeah.
Actually, by law,
yes,
I'm property of the government.
Oh, okay.
Yes. My blood is a natural resource.
I like that.
According to the policies of the Kenya Tissue and Transplant Authority, blood is a natural resource. And by virtue of being a natural resource, it should not be sold, it should not be bought. Nobody is allowed to buy blood. And nobody is allowed to sell blood.
Right.
It should be given free of charge.
And that's a good
whatever
point
the charges, whatever charges probably some hospitals make is because of the logistics, not the blood. Yes. And if you feel that probably they are charging you exorbitantly, then just move in a government hospital, get your blood. They will probably charge you just something very little for the cross match and maybe the bed you occupy, but not the blood. Otherwise, blood is a government resource. It must not be bought. It must not be sold. And if at all we allow blood to be sold or bought, then we will be promoting people being hijacked on roads, organs removed, maybe drained of blood, and then dumped in the bushes there.
Right, so it will essentially open the floodgates to human trafficking.
Yes.
Right, and a black market.
Yes, black markets will be so. That's why in the most of the countries in the world, most of the countries, they do not allow it. And Kenya is part of those countries.
Explain to us how you are able to provide blood in situations, that are obviously an emergency one. For example, Mureithi, so on a need-to-need basis, how is blood supplied or provided on a need-to-need basis? Because you have situation X and Y. How do you go about deciding where to, which channel to fund this to? And which one to hold on to? Because these are some of the questions that people ask. Why him? Why not her?
Myself, the group I lead, what we do, we get so many appeals, and we assess the most needed case. Because sometimes we get the relatives call us, and when the relatives call us, now we try to ascertain the authenticity of the appeal from the hospital. And then we also try to see how urgent the case is. And in case we have several appeals, we'll try to respond to the more urgent. And then as we respond to that, then come again on this one. But if, for example, it's just an appeal, both of them are in a scale of 0 to 10, they are at par, then if we get enough, we try to answer on the, give response to them equally. Yes.
And this is a good point to let our viewers know that, by the way, please be on standby to get details on this particular group that John is working with, because they've managed to mobilize resources and individuals to be able to create links for those who are in need. And so if you find yourself in this particular situation, or you've got a loved one that, by the way, you know urgently needs blood, this is a great time to actually get in touch with the likes of Moravi and even Duncan here. If you do miss it, go ahead and also DM me on Instagram, for example. On my social media platforms, I'll be able to put you in touch. Getting back to the misconceptions, Bwana Duncan, there are quite a number that are out there. And for you want to clear the air for Kenyans.
Yes.
And you want to tell them what is true and what is not
And
true.
what is not true.
First of all, you've already said there's nothing for sale here, so please, musifikirie by the way.
No, it was clear.
Okay.
Because, because for one, what we are doing is to ensure that the donor themselves are safe.
Yeah.
So if we do some activities which can predispose the donor, probably if he finds himself kidnapped on the way, so that somebody can drain him of his blood and sell it somewhere, then he will be doing the wrong thing. So we must ensure that this donor is safe, and the blood that he is giving us is also safe.
Okay. Yes. What other misconceptions did you want to highlight?
The other misconceptions that if you donate blood, see, there was a time when we were young. I also donated. My first time to donate blood was in 1980 something, when I was in Form 2. So actually, I thought that after donating the blood, it will be like this glass of water. If you take if you drink part of it, and then when you shake like this, you will hear something doing kuchu 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 in your.
Yeah.
So that's what I was imagining.
Yeah.
Until I donated and realized that there was nothing like that for myself. Before then, there was that phobia, but because I saw some people donating, although we were students, so some were going to donate, and I also wanted to feel like a man. I just had to do it because I wanted to feel like a man, but I was scared of it. That's not true. When you donate blood, the spleen is a reservoir of blood cells. So as you donate, it will release some of those cells it has reserved into the system.
Okay.
Yeah. So you will not, your blood capacity will not drop that much. Secondly, some people think that if you donate once, maybe the second time the blood level goes down, then the third time, maybe if you do it 4 times, you will now have no blood in your system. That's a lie.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. Actually, all the blood that you have in your body, after 3 months, there will be nothing. The entire blood is destroyed and fresh cells will be replaced. It will be replaced by fresh cells. So that one simply tells you whether you donate or don't donate, that blood, those cells will die within a specific period of time. And fresh ones will arise. So there is no need of having an HB of, say, 16, blood level of 16 grams per liter. Someone is dying there, and you just sit there without doing something. Yeah? Because if you donate, once you donate, whatever you have donated is like those cells which will die
Yeah.
in, after 3 months. So
Okay.
you just donate. After a few days, you will replace your
You replenish,
yes,
right?
your
Yeah.
cells will be
Okay.
your bone marrow will produce more cells to
Yeah.
replace whatever you have given out.
All right.
Yes,
Right.
and the process continues. Each time your body continues to produce new
Right.
cells while eliminating those ones which are aged, which they take around 110 to 120 days, and then they are removed from the system.
Correct.
So whether you give it out or
You
not,
don't. Yeah. Your body is continuing. I mean, we are an awesome machine.
Yes.
Yes. I like that. So we've learned something a little bit about, you know, human biology there. But, you know, speaking about the misconceptions, take over here, Muriithi, when we talk about how on a scale of 1 to 10, this is a painful experience or painless experience, because this is probably the #1 reason why people cannot fathom the idea of sitting there. Even the sight of blood to some people just doesn't sit well. So looking at pints and pints and pints of blood all over you gets you nauseous. How long does that needle stick in your hand for? Okay, what would you like to tell our viewers, those who have crazy phobia of needles and of blood?
I feel it's just a misconception, because the people I have met, I mean, those people who have donated for the first time, have encouraged myself to donate for the first time.
Yes.
For sure, they become regular donors. And they usually say, I wish I started donating way earlier, because it's like the needle part. They
Yeah.
were thinking it was not that painful. It's just like pinching yourself. The way you can pinch yourself, that pain you feel
Yeah.
is the same. In a scale of 1 to 10, I can say it's about 2. It's just something as you just as the needle is entering, just that, like pinching yourself. Nothing much.
It's manageable.
More than.
And so how long would it actually take to fill up that pint, roughly?
Roughly, it takes about 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are some who takes about 10, but roughly it's about 15 to 20 minutes.
Correct.
Though there are some, like with the new technology, there's these machines for I mean, to get afferences, like platelets, plasma, those are blood components. For them, the machine is timed, probably it will take about 55 minutes to 1 hour. But the normal blood donation, the whole blood donation, the donation of the blood cells, takes about 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, okay. I think aftercare is a very important point to bring up, Duncan, as to how one should actually care for themselves once they've donated blood. So in terms of cautionary measures after giving blood, what do I need to know? How is someone expected to feel post donating? So explain that to us, Duncan.
After you donate blood, we advocate that you rehydrate yourself, because that blood, when the cells will come out with some fluid, so you need to rehydrate yourself, not by use of alcohol, but water.
Okay.
You can take water, porridge, you can take soup.
We've always seen people given a bottle of soda, some dextrosol, some sugar.
It's just for, that one is just a refreshment.
Biscuits, yes, that's how all blood drives. You're given your little pack of biscuits and a soda.
Those are just incentives, just refreshments. You know you have done a good job, and after doing a good job, we cannot pay back, but we need to give you something so that you see, after donating, you need to rest so that the blood redistribution can be done in your body. So that's why we give you something, you rest there while taking something.
Okay.
Instead of just resting and going away. And this soda itself also has got
the sugars.
It's a fluid and it has some sugars. It will also help to rehydrate you because you have lost some water. And then maybe the biscuits are just good for the glucose. The really reason why we are giving you something which has got some glucose is because as you donate, some of the glucose came out together with the blood. So we do not want you to have a shortage of the glucose, because it was intended to go and perform a function somewhere. Secondly, when you reach home, just take fluids in plenty. Water porridge, I said water porridge or juice. You can as well take soup, for those ones who like soup. It will rehydrate you. And then after 24 hours, you just go back to your normal duties. Even if you are Kipchoge, you can enter the field and run. It's okay.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you for that. Okay, so we start to wind up at this particular time, and in the remaining 3 minutes, Moravi, let's give you the opportunity to talk a little bit about the work that you're doing and how we can plug in, because public participation is also very important. So this is a great time to let us know how we can jump in, how we can partner with organizations such as yourselves, or a group, if you call it.
Okay, thank you. This group, my group is called the Negative Foundation, which started sometime 2018.
Yeah.
And initially, we were responding to just O negatives. Myself, when I came to know I'm O negative, at the first I was so down because I felt in a time I need probably I need blood. Who would give me? Because I went back to the books, myself being not a medic, I went back to the Google and tried to get the narrative of this, because the only biology I had on the same is the one I had in high school. And when I came to know is the rare one, as a rare blood, I became so down. But deep down, I came to understand there are some people somewhere needing blood, but like myself, I'm okay, but there's someone somewhere who is in need. Right. So that's where now the group got, from there, then I got some few people of the same in the social media, and of the group kicked off. So what do we do? Later on, from just responding to the O negative alone, we extended ourselves to respond to all the negatives, because we came to know they have the same problem. They also there.
All right.
So we formed a group. Thank God, so far we have I have a database of about around 750.
Oh, wow.
Yes, thank you. 750 people across the nation.
Right.
So what happens when we get an appeal? Maybe in Kakamega, I check the database, I see who is within Kakamega, I give them a call, they go donate. If we get an appeal in Mombasa, I go to my database, I check who is within Mombasa, and they're eligible to donate, and then I give them a call, they go respond. Through that, we have been able to save so many lives. But now, sometimes I say like I don't have a life. Fine, I save lives, but sometimes I feel I don't have a life. Because fine, I'm not a medic, meaning okay, I'm employed. My employer needs some resources. Okay. So from 8 to 5, I'm tired. Then also, sometime last year I went back to school. Okay. So to do my master. So also schoolwork has caught up with me. Okay. And now there are these appeals coming. Yes. And what I was doing is during my free time, that's when we try to respond to this. So the little time I get, I try to squeeze myself, be it lunchtime, be it tea time, or even if the evening when I get time. Okay, so how do you want us to plug in Moravi, so that we can actually say Asante and then sign out? My director is on my case here. Yes, first, the group is called O Negative Foundation. Okay. If you go to Facebook, you'll find a page by the name O Negative Foundation Kenya. If you go to Twitter, it has a handle as at ONEG Foundation. Okay. ONEG Foundation. Thank you. And thank you. That's it. Okay, is there more people to come and join us as we try to save lives?
All right.
And also there is a number there.
Uh-huh.
In the case of any support, fine.
Okay.
But for now, we are managing the
All
way,
right.
though it is through our resources.
Okay. Well, I want to wish you all the best there, and thank you so much for making the time. John Muridi there, who, as he has said, is actually running his particular group, helping individuals obviously access this very, very essential commodity. Thank you very much. Duncan Enyodi, Asante Sana, our county blood coordinator on the show this morning. Want to leave it there, but of course, you've heard how to get the contacts and how to reach us. Unfortunately, let's wrap up and hand over to our team from Interactive. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Shiko Kaitani. Have a good day. Duncan, asante. All right, bye-bye.